Hey, future Broncos. On behalf of Project Caminos, welcome back to another episode of Broncos Scoop. My name is Deicy Lemos. I'm a fourth-year architecture major here at Chap Pomona and also student assistant of Project Caminos. Thank you so much for joining us for this new episode of Season 3. In today's episode, I will be giving you the scoop on what Billy Chat is. As you'll hear Zoe mention in this episode, prospective students who already submitted their intent to enroll are gaining access to Billy Chat starting this week, the first week of April. So that's very exciting. If you got that message and you're like, what is Billy Chat? This is the episode that will explain what it is to you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you please introduce yourself and your role at Cal Poly Pomona?
Sure. So my name is Zoe Lance. I am the communications specialist for the Office of Student Success, Equity, and Innovation. I am also a Cal Poly Pomona alumna. I graduated with my bachelor's degree in English in 2015.
Ooh. How would you explain what Billy Chat is to prospective students?
Yeah, so Billy Chat is Cal Poly Pomona's artificial intelligence text messaging robot. So it's like texting a friend that knows a lot about Cal Poly Pomona. And it's all through your messaging app on your phone. There's nothing else to download. And Billy has a knowledge base of almost 2,000 questions and answers. Most of them are related to Cal Poly Pomona specifically. And students can text Billy questions 24/7. So when students are awake at 2 a.m. and we're all asleep, they can get, quick answers to quick questions. We use Billy Chat to send campaigns as well. So we'll nudge students about, things that they need to take care of or FYIs, mostly around, advising registration, the academic experience. Just to help students stay on track. There's lots of stuff that you have to handle as students, lots of due dates, lots of things going on. So Billy's there to help remind students about the really important things that if they don't take care of could, put them off track on their path to graduation.
So does Billy never sleep? Can students text him 24/7?
The bot never sleeps. So yeah, 24/7. I see some students, I when I log on to take a look at what Billy's been doing overnight, there are students who are texting at, 1, 2, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And oftentimes it's just really quick, easy questions, and Billy gives them a link to a website or tells them, the office is open at 8 a.m. tomorrow or whatever, is related to the question. So I'm really glad that we have Billy to be able to do that. So students don't have to wait, during the workday to, try and come to an office or try and look on the website to find the information that they need, that they can quickly ask Billy and quickly get an answer.
Yeah. So when was Billy Chat launched at Cal Poly Pomona?
So Billy Chat was launched at Cal Poly Pomona for the fall 2019 incoming undergraduate class of freshmen and transfer students. And then every year since, we've added those new incoming students to have access to the bot, mostly for, to help them with onboarding for orientation and, getting ready for that program. And then last summer, we were able to add everybody else who had joined Cal Poly Pomona prior to fall 2019 to the bot. So every undergraduate student at Cal Poly Pomona can access Billy Chat.
So how can students gain access to Billy Chat? Where and how can they sign up to be able to get messages from him?
Yeah, so it's really important that students have their up-to-date cell phone number in their Bronco Direct Student Center. So that's step number one of having your cell phone number up to date from your application. And also, if something changes when you are going through the Cal Poly Pomona admission cycle, making sure that's up to date. Our fall 2022 students just started getting access this past week, this first week of April, actually. So as students say, I'm coming to Cal Poly Pomona, that triggers getting access to Billy Chat. You get an email giving you a heads up to make sure that you're going to get access and to make sure your cell phone number is up to date. And then Billy will send you the text when you have access. So it's important to also save that phone number because Billy's got a few phone numbers to help kind of distribute the load of all the messages, that are coming in and out. And if students have issues or need help getting that phone number up to date, they can email askbilly@cpp.edu and we'll help assist them with getting everything updated. We have kind of an opt-in system. And of course, if students don't want to get messages, they can always opt out. But most of our students are opted in to Billy and are texting quite frequently.
Okay, that was my question. How do students opt in? So they can do it through what website?
Yeah, so you can make sure your phone number is up to date on your Bronco Direct Student Center. So there's a personal information section that has all of your name, your address, your phone number, your email information. So making sure that under your phone numbers that your cell phone is listed as mobile. And so that way we have that and can put it into Billy's brain, basically, and then will enable us to be able to text you, send that intro message so that you have Billy's number. So that's really the way to opt in is to make sure that your cell phone number is up to date in your student center.
So when do prospective students gain access?
Yeah, so at this point for our fall 2022ers, as you accept your admission offer,
there we go.
as you accept your admissions offer and submit your intent to enroll, that makes you eligible to start getting Billy chat messages.
So what are some of the messages that Billy has sent and received from Cal Poly Pomona students? Do you have any examples?
Yeah, so I mentioned earlier, we send a lot of campaigns around, just keeping students on track. Well, what we don't want is students to think that that Billy chat is spam or is texting them too much. So we try to be really strategic about what kinds of messages we send. So most of them, focus on, like I mentioned, keeping you on track to graduation. So with fall registration getting started for our continuing students next week, our continuing students have been getting messages about, make sure you meet with an advisor, double check when your, enrollment start day and time begins for our fall 2022 incoming class. For the students who got access this week, I've been sending them reminders about the open house. Since we really want them, we really want them to come and see how great Cal Poly Pomona is in person. With the spring semester wrapping up, our continuing students are also going to get stuff about, last reminders to check out tutoring if you need it, paying for, any upcoming summer fees, getting ready for finals. We try to inject, some fun into it. If you ask Billy to tell you a joke, Billy's got about 10 different jokes to tell you.
Ooh, what's one of them?
Oh, they're all really corny dad jokes. So that was one that was really fun. We did around Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving break, knowing that, at the end of the fall, it's a stressful time, both for finishing up finals, but then also, all of the family obligations. And so we told students through Billy, if you need a laugh over the next couple of days of Thanksgiving break, ask me to tell you a joke. And I got over 2,000 requests for a joke in just like 48 hours. Of students really liked that. So we try to infuse, some humor and some fun, but also, that kind of sense of belonging, that we're all part of a, community, that there are lots of people here that want to see you and help you succeed, and making sure that Billy's tone, in those messages reflects that. We don't want students to ever feel like they're in trouble, when they get a campaign telling them to do something, but it's just a helpful nudge to, keep track of all of the stuff that you have to do.
Yeah. So what type of messages lead to an interesting response from Billy?
Students tell Billy how much they love the bot all the time. And when students text, something with the word love, Billy says, just because you have Wi-Fi, it doesn't mean that everyone is sending you a signal. But jokes aside, I do love you.
Oh, that's so cute.
And so we have lots of kind of like joke responses in there. And so I get, as students kind of play with the bot too and ask different questions, some of those kind of Easter egg responses come up. I have also just been really, floored by how many students tell the bot, things or ask questions that I would never think to ask the bot. And, it's kind of one of the humans behind the bot. I'm also looking through the messages to make sure that Billy's answering right, because it is a robot and needs some training, and making sure that, keywords are getting matched to the right questions, and making sure, that there's still that human element. So it's helpful, for the quick, easy questions, but sometimes Billy needs a little help answering something that's more like complex or specific. So it's been really great just to develop relationships with students who ask questions, being able to help them, through tough times, or helping them get connected to resources at the university that they may not have known existed. So that's been a really great part of this project. If it's more than just a robot, it's a connection to the university.
Do you have any advice to prospective students that are just gaining access to Billy Chat on how to utilize it for from admissions to graduation?
Yeah, so when you get a text from Billy, make sure you read it and take care of anything that the text is asking you to do. Like I mentioned, we really only reserve it for things that we know that if you don't take care of, you may run into some trouble or some frustration down the road. So making sure that you're reading them. If you need help, if you have follow-up questions, ask the bot. There is actually a whole set of commands that you can give Billy, one of which is #follow-up. So if you text Billy #follow-up, that starts a prompt to get your messages directly to me. So if you want to talk to a human, and get your messages to me faster, that's a great way to do it. But yeah, my main piece of advice is, make sure you're reading the messages, you're interacting with them. Sometimes we'll send little mini kind of surveys through the bot to help, kind of gauge where you are on something or give you some questions to think about. So make sure you're reading and engaging, and you'll be all set.
That's great advice. The final question is, as a Cal Poly Pomona alumni, what is your favorite memory of Cal Poly Pomona?
Oh, that's a really good question. I have so many. I was, I was really involved with the Kellogg Honors College. That was a great program. I met a lot of friends through that, had really amazing classes through that. I loved the English program. As you see, I'm not a, literature professor or writing books or things like that, but the English program really helped me learn how to think critically, and enhanced my, writing and editing skills. So I had such a great, time in that department. I was also on the Poly Post. I was the copy editor, and I loved that too. I was really close with all of my editor friends, and we had a really great time, putting together the newspaper every week.
I wish I worked for the Poly Post. If I didn't work here, I would want to work for the Poly Post.
Yeah, it's really fun. And
looks like fun.
It's such a great way to, if you want to be a journalist, to start, working on those skills. And I worked as a student assistant in the Office of Strategic Communications. And that was really amazing too, because I got to learn a lot about, Cal Poly Pomona in general, all the amazing things that we do here, and meet a lot of different people and write a lot of different stories. But the other thing too is that, you know, Cal Poly Pomona is very personal to me. My parents met at Cal Poly Pomona.
Oh,
Yeah. My sister is going to graduate this semester. My brother is transferring in next semester. We have 7 Broncos across our family. My grandmother got her teaching credential, and my uncle also got his degree here. So it's just, yeah, it's been a part of my life for a really long time, and I love it. There's a, you know, a reason why I continue. You know, I went to school here and I continue to work here because I just really believe in how powerful Cal Poly is in changing lives, and opening your mind to, you know, completely new things, and becoming the person that you want to be. So I'm just really glad, you know, to be part of the community, and be able to help serve students this way.
Thank you so much for joining us for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed listening to what Billy Chat is. If you have submitted your intent to enroll, make sure to text Billy what his favorite color is and tell us in the chat what are the things you've asked him. Join us every week for a new episode of Bronco Scoop. Subscribe to our channel, CPP Access and Transition, or follow us on Spotify, Bronco Scoop, to never miss a scoop. Make sure to check out our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at CPP Caminos to keep yourself updated. If you have any questions or want to talk about anything Cal Poly Pomona related, email us at caminos@cpp.edu. Project Caminos Bronco Scoop is supported with funding from the Department of Education Hispanic Serving Institute grant and Cal Poly Pomona's Office of Student Success, Equity, and Innovation. Tune in for more.